It's been a long week.
We made it to the weekend.
At least it's Friday.
It's almost the weekend.
It's Friday.
Friday, yay!
This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast.
This is the Learn, Develop, Live podcast.
Something for the weekend.
Something for the weekend.
With Chris Jacks.
It's Friday. The weekend is upon us. But wait! What about if it's a Monday or a Tuesday? Whatever day it is for you, whenever you're listening to this. Hope it's a good one. Welcome to the Friday episode of the Learn Develop Live podcast, Something for the Weekend. Recorded live in a secret underground bunker somewhere on the outskirts of Hertfordshire. Lovely. I'm your host, Chris Jaggs, and can I say thank you for coming on to the episode. How you doing? If you're still working during this lockdown, I hope it's been alright to do. If you're one of those unsung key worker heroes, on behalf of the nation, thank you in huge capital letters for everything you're doing. Without you, the country would have fallen apart by now. So thank you. Now this episode came together after a couple of YouTube videos playing the other day, and somehow it lined up, you know what's coming up next. And I had Jaguar Skills playing, and I have no idea how it came with Comic Con, but it did. Completely irrelevant, but it did remind me of a short clip I came across somehow from Transformer Con. I know, right? Is there just a convention for everything in the world now? Anyway, I'm a fan of Transformers, so that's alright. The clip is from a QA session held with the legendary Peter Cullen. And for those of you who don't know, Peter Cullen is the voice talent for the distinctive voice of Autobot leader Optimus Prime. Now, a question came from a 10-year-old fan, and it's a great question. But I'll let Mr. Cullen go and explain just how the answer takes shape. Before I play the clip, just under 5 minutes long, and it's an interesting story, so keep with it, and I'll let him explain the rest.
Sometimes you might need a pick-me-up, a push in the right direction, some words that put you back on track. This is the motivational moment.
Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and read his question if he's not here. Okay, my 10-year-old son has a few questions in hopes to submit, one for Mr. Cullen. And the one we've selected is, how did you come up with the original voice for Optimus Prime?
It's a story that I've told many times, and maybe some of you have heard it, but it's a story very dear to me, and it's the truth, and it happened. My brother Larry, a captain in the Marine Corps, had returned from Vietnam. He was a decorated Marine, and the Bronze Star with V and a couple of Purple Hearts. And we were sharing an apartment, going through a difficult time in my life, when Larry came down, and it was about 1984, and we were, as I said, living in an apartment together. And he would always take a little interest in where I was going every day, because I was a grunt, as the Marines would say. If you're a ground trooper, you're a grunt. Anyway, Larry's 13 months older, 5 inches taller. And but we're 13 months apart. We were very, very close. So he said, "Peter, where are you going today?" He said, "Well, Larry, what, you need the car?" He said, No, I just want to know where you're going. I said, "I'm going to audition. I'm going to be, I'm auditioning as a truck." And he did the same thing. And so I said, "But Larry, he's evidently he's a hero truck. He's a hero." And his face got somber, and he said, "Peter, if you're going to be a hero, be a real hero. Don't be a Hollywood hero type with all the BS and all the yelling and screaming and trying to be tough. Be strong enough to be gentle." "Okay, Larry, yeah." So as his voice is ringing in my ears as I'm driving to the audition, and I read the copy, and Larry is just coming out, his voice, the way he talked to me. And it said, you know, I'm Optimus Prime. No, it was, my name is Optimus Prime. And the softness in his advisory tone was significant, and so the words just rolled off my tongue. I'm from the planet Cybertron, and blah 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 and blah blah blah. And I kind of finished it and said, okay, thank you very much, Peter. Okay, so, okay. Yeah. So, well, I walked out and getting into the car, and I said, I wish Larry had been here. I think he would have been proud of me, because I think I nailed it. I really think I've nailed the character, because it was just Larry. And 2 weeks later, my agent called me up and said, oh, Peter, remember that Transformers thing, the truck? And he said, yeah. He said, you got the part of Optimus Prime. I said, I do? He says, yeah, and you also have another part called Ironhide? What's this Ironhide? So that was the beginning. That was the launch. Did that answer the question, do you think?
I think it answered the question. Can you do a little Ironhide?
Ah, gee whiz, Prime. Calm down, Ironhide. I just want to kick some butt, Prime. Not now. Not now, Ironhide. Later. Much later.
So that was Peter Cullen speaking at a previous Transformers Con. You can find their official YouTube account and subscribe for more great videos on the inside knowledge if you're a fan. Now, if you look back at that video and break it down, it was a conversation between someone that was going for an audition and the brother who happened to just ask what they were doing that day. Peter Cullen's brother gave him an idea of what his image of the character would be, you know, just a truck with a trailer. And Cullen took that on board, and during the audition, somehow, by magic, the truly iconic voice of Optimus Prime was created. Now, well, I don't want to be dramatic, but, you know, if that conversation had not taken place, that voice would not have been created. Peter Cullen may well have got the gig, but how different would that voice have been? Completely different, obviously. And obviously, you know, if it never happened, we would not know about the iconic voice it is now. But isn't this just a great example how something went from a conversation to become something recognised worldwide? And I'm sure aliens on another planet have also heard the voice too. So with that in mind, and it always come back, but what about you? The question will always be thrown back at you. And I've given you an example of how something began, and then ask you that question. What about you and your ideas? There is £1 million idea somewhere in you. And you know, maybe it's not about the money idea. Maybe it's actually something that would make you happy, others happy. Maybe you like to cut grass. If you can remember the Steve Murray talk from one of the previous Something for the Weekends, and it's all about one of his friends that never went out because he was cutting grass. And he's doing $2 for the front, $2 in the back. And basically the end of the story is, these days, 20, 30, 40 years later, he's making $4 million a year. He owns every major lawnmower contract and landscape contract in the city that he lives in. So that's from one person just cutting grass. So, you know, you don't need to be about the money. It needs to be what makes you happy. Now, what makes you happy? Now, happiness and success does take all sorts. It's all sorts of shapes and depends on sizes and really on what you want. Now for Peter Cullen, he was a voice actor going to an audition. Did you know he's also the voice of Eeyore in Winnie the Pooh? Such a difference in character, but yes, one man going to an audition, it pretty much changed his life. And that's not even an exaggeration, is it? Do you know he's also the voice for Predator? Yeah, there's a video about that as well. Might play it for you later. But don't sit on the idea of yours. Can we get you started on the journey to success? Get yourself on the calendar, ldlcall.com. We can talk on the phone, get you going. Whatever your next big idea is, I want to know. Greatness is waiting for you, but, as always, you need to take the first step. You know, when we get on the phone, we'll have a laugh. It's not military style. It's ideas going backwards and forwards. As long as we have a laugh along the way, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Anyway, get on the phone, get on the calendar. Let's talk soon. Let's get you going. And I'll be back tomorrow with more. Bonjour and good day.
What are you guys talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Learn, develop, live. Your daily cup of motivation. This is the Learn, Develop, Live thought of the day.
Wouldn't it be so great if we could put ourselves in the dryer for 10 minutes and come out wrinkle-free and 3 sizes smaller? Thanks for listening. You can find more motivation and inspiration at learndeveloplive.com. Join the motivation.